Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of Southern Geek. I'm Will. We got old Cameron over here.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Southern Geek.
Yeah, so we're here to talk about anything and everything in the geek and gaming space, minus the gaming because that's on Rocket Punch Cast. We're just the geek side.
This is the geek side. It's everything else. This is all the anime and tech and movies and comics and stuff.
Everything that's not a video game?
It's here.
Yeah. So, if you guys want to hear all the gaming stuff, we typically record those Sundays around 8-ish, and we stream that live on twitch.tv /Rocket Punch Live. So you can check all that out. But we are not on Twitch for this guy, although I may schedule a premiere just for lulz.
We could.
I mean, wouldn't hurt anything.
Yeah, why not?
But yeah, for everything we do, you can see it over at rocketpunchgo.com. You can tweet at us at rocketpunchgo. Of course, the deets are on the thing below if you're watching us. If not, it'll all be in the show notes, so no stress there. But if you really like everything we do, you can always check us out at patreon.com /rocketpunch. And from there, you can become one of the few, the chosen producers that make everything we do possible. Yes.
Yay.
And I'm going to go ahead and give them a shout out because they earned it. And they really do continuously support us. It's wonderful. Thank you. Chuck O'Brien, Joci Moore, Sam Sugg, Jeremy Moses, Tyler Hughes, Kim Sadar, and Steven Sanders. Again, thank you very much, guys, because a lot of this stuff we're doing, especially with the E3 watch party we're hosting in, next month, that doesn't happen without you guys.
Yeah.
So
I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Oh, and speaking of events and watch parties, we have an E3 watch party coming up June 9th, 2019, 2 p.m., an hour before the Xbox presentation begins, so we can all get together, get a couple beers in us, maybe get something to eat. Kim and I have decided to... Well, you decided. I just said, yes, go. For Cafe Benelux over at Straight to Ale.
We're a team, so
right.
we're in it. Too.
No, you're like, this is great. I saw a picture, and I was like, yes.
We didn't see there. But yeah, we're in Cafe Benelux over at Straight to Ale. We've rented a 2,500 square foot venue. It's got a bar in the back. It's got the projectors up front. We're going to have a really great time. We're going to watch the Xbox press conference live with everybody there. We're also going to sit there and goof off, have fun, meet other gamers. We're working to have other cool things and activities to do while you're there. So you definitely don't want to miss that. I think it's going to be really exciting.
Yep. And honestly, I mean, what better way than to celebrate being a gamer than get together and watch E3? Literally Christmas in June for gamers.
Yes. Just 100%. I'm super pumped about not only E3 but also this party.
Yeah, totally. Can't wait to get some good straight to ale brews in. Maybe get some pizza, sandwich, and kick back and enjoy while meeting all the new faces around here.
It's gonna be super awesome.
Yep. But before then, we're going bowling. Hey, cousin, let's go bowling. Yep. So if you are familiar with Huntsville, North Parkway, the bowling alley next to the Costco. That's where we're going. AMF Lanes, or whatever they call themselves now, at 8 p.m.
It's like Penn Palace.
Penn Palace. Okay, cool. Something along those lines. It's the one on North Parkway on Country Club right there next to the Costco. I know because that's where I turn to get the coffee in the mornings at Dunkin'. It's that Dunkin' Donuts right there is where I get the coffee on the way to work. So, yeah. Beyond that, hey, just keep an ear out because we got some other things coming. And, of course, we have a new YouTube series that we're going to be pushing out called Reacts. And, of course, what better way to start it than Spider-Man Far From Home? Yes. Because we're a bunch of big Marvel fans over here. Yes. So we're going to sit down and we do essentially a watch-along with the trailer, and we discuss different points we hear and see throughout that trailer. So, feel free to check it out. And we got something else coming that's not on here, but be prepared.
Wait, can we no, this week is the hype week, so we can talk about it.
Well, no, I'm just saying, we somehow beat Captain Ginyu and Frieza to Namek, gathered the Dragon Balls, and resurrected Anime Book Club.
Yes.
So it's coming.
Anime
Prepare
Book Club.
Themselves.
It is our kind of anime series, anime focused, which is especially prevalent to people listening to Southern Geek, but Anime Book Club is where we invite people to watch the first episode of an anime, and we actually sit down, new anime and classics, and kind of break down the first episode, what our initial thoughts are on that, and then kind of give our rating and recommendations on if you should watch it, if you should maybe give it a try, see if it's for you, or if you should pass on that anime completely. So it's really exciting. We're really glad to bring, because before we had this one big idea for Anime Book Club, but it kind of didn't work out the way we wanted to. So to bring it back in a much more smaller form factor, but still more impactful, is going to be super awesome.
Yep. No, I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. But you'll hear more about that coming. Just prepare yourselves, because if you're an anime fan, we got some crazy stuff going on. It's going to be fun. But on to the main topics of the show.
Okay. It's so funny. Normally we have like 3 topics of the show, everybody watching. Yeah. There was so much news this week. We have... Will has created 5.
Well, and some of them are smaller on purpose. I actually grouped multiple things together to make a topic out of it because of all the news. Because we had Google I.O., there's a bunch of other news from AMD, and because Intel's having problems, we're getting some stuff out of AMD that we probably wouldn't have gotten before.
Okay.
So there's some cool stuff coming. But first things first, we're going to be going to this Geek.com article about Jeff Bezos and Blue Origin's new lunar lander. So it's pretty cool. It can actually bring tons of weight to the moon surface, which is awesome on its own. That's a lot of weight to deal with, especially, when you're going from a planet to another planetoid type thing.
Yeah, 100%.
But he didn't stop there. No, they had this whole presentation and discussion. And Cameron, you saw some of the images. And, it made me think that maybe Jeff Bezos watched Mobile Suit Gundam back in the 70s and 80s.
It had to have been. Like, a lot of the mock-ups were hilariously looked like space colonies from any pick a Gundam
literally
series that
any
you
Mobile
watch.
Suit Gundam series. I would suggest maybe Gundam Seed or Gundam Seed Destiny, because you get a lot of stuff inside of those colonies. That's there.
Very true.
Gundam Wing is all right. I mean, you don't want.
I would also suggest Gundam Unicorn.
Oh yeah,
the
they
first couple
do.
episodes do have some space colony.
Yeah,
in there.
And then just don't watch any of the Gundam series where they actually drop a colony on the planet. Don't give the terrorists any ideas. We've already got enough of that garbage out there. No, but I think it's hilarious because this is art-inspiring technology.
Yep.
100%.
And you think about how technology is now that people are creating. You remember 20, 30, 40 years ago when they were kids and they were watching Star Trek and Star Wars and other sci-fi stuff like that, and kind of making that technology a reality here in the year 2019. So it's pretty cool.
This is 100% awesome. I will not be the first person on it.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm gonna sit back and wait, and I'm gonna let them do all the shakedown cruises they want. Then maybe I'll go on a space plane to see it. You
think we'll get what are those? What are they called? The space colonists. The ace pilots.
Oh, the new types.
The new types. Yeah,
because they grew up in space. Yeah. I mean, they would be taller. Yeah, you don't have gravity pulling you down, so you're taller after you've been in space for a while. So but maybe that's that.
Even all joking aside, either that, I think the Blue Moon initiative that Jeff Bezos is talking about, like the lunar lander that they got revealed. I think I'm reading some of the information on here. It's a new lunar lander. It actually has space. It's powered by liquid hydrogen, contains an onboard navigation system, and utilizes gigabit internet to communicate messages back to our planet. It also has a space to actually carry cargo and potentially people to and from the moon.
And what's really cool about this is they essentially have announced that they can do gigabit internet in space, but parts of the U.S. still can't get it. I really want to know how that works.
Man, you're right.
It's like, hang on, you can get gigabit connections on the moon, but you can't.
But I can't get it in my burrow down over here. It's like, what's going on?
I'm sorry. Hang on. What is going on?
Wow, you're right. That's actually a good point. I did not think about that. Man, first world problems there.
For real. Yeah, you can have it on the moon, but Earth's surface, nah, forget it. So moving on, just because there's a lot to cover. We have the Google Pixel 3a, but we're actually going to be doing just a Google Android /Pixel update because Google I/O happened.
I was going to say, give me some details because I never got a chance to see the conference.
Okay.
Or get any of the highlights.
Well, so let's go to the phone first.
Okay.
Because that's probably the more impactful. All right. So imagine it's 2019. Most flagship phones cost anywhere from $800 to $2,600. If you're gonna get the Huawei Mate
Samsung
Pro.
Galaxy Fold. I'm sorry.
No. Even more impressive than the $2,000 price tag on the Galaxy Fold is the Huawei folding phone, which is like $2,600. Yeah, no. So I'm not about spending multiple thousands of dollars. Literally, currently,
phone.
My mother's car is worth less than an iPhone XS Max. She loves her car. It runs. It does everything. It has air conditioning, all that stuff.
That's ridiculous.
But it's worth less because it's an early 2000s Mustang. She has an early 2000s Mustang with 150,000 miles on it, and it's worth less than some of these phones brand new. What is going on that a car is worth less than a phone? I mean, let's just be honest. Like, engine, transmission, all of that stuff, fully functional, drives it to work every day, no problems. Worth less than a brand new Samsung folding phone. I don't get this at all.
Hey, whatever. Technology, 2019.
All right, so all of that is to lead up to, imagine if you were to take an 8-core processor, 6 low-power cores, 2 high-power cores, moderate GPU, 4 gigs of RAM, and a flagship camera, and put an OLED panel on it and ship it for $400.
It's a pretty good deal, honestly.
64 gig of storage, too.
Well, that's even better.
And it has a fast charger in the box.
Oh, that's even... Yeah. Please, go on.
Oh, hang on. It gets better. It has a headphone jack.
What? Headphone jack in 2019? What?
Yeah, that's something that used to be standard on everything is now a feature. The only thing is the glass is not impact resistant. It's a Dragon Trail glass instead of Gorilla Glass. So it's scratch resistant but not impact resistant. Hey guys, Gorilla Glass clacks too. Yeah, I messed all that up. You get it. The point is, if you make something out of glass, eventually it will crack.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, that's a thing, especially if you hit it the wrong way. But they have an OLED, fast charger, USB, stereo speakers, Bluetooth. The only thing is it's not wireless AC, it's just wireless N. But it's a 3,000 plus milliamp hour battery, and I mean, at that point, who cares? I actually bought one, had it for a couple days, and returned it just because, I mean, I'm not going to use it as my primary device when I still have my XS. Mm-hmm. But it is actually a really cool little phone, and if I was buying a phone right now and I didn't have a XS and I was still on my 7 Plus, I'd be getting the XL version of this.
Yeah, I mean, especially the way they've positioned this phone, the 3A, it is a plastic version of the Google Pixel 3. It is very much aimed at the mid-range market, which is where most of your customer base is going to be. Yeah. And I think that if you are in the Android ecosystem, kind of referencing the Ars Technica article here that has information on it, has a hands-on. It looks like this is the phone to buy. I mean, we've talked before. I've played around a little bit with the Google Pixel at local stores, Best Buy, whatnot. Yeah. And I've said this time and time again. I said it about Samsung phones, but now with Google out, even more so on Google's phones. If I did not have an iPhone, if I wasn't already embedded in that system, I would be in Google's. Not even just Android, but I would be in Google's hands. Far as my,
I'm going to be 100% honest. When the Pixel 4 comes out and it's time for me to replace this guy, I'm going to be tempted to look there before I look at the next one of these.
Okay.
I've bounced back and forth over the years. I've not always been an iPhone kid. I've not always been an Android kid. I've had both. So I am tempted because of how clean it is, and in Android Q they're going to natively support dark mode system-wide.
You in the dark mode, man.
Look, that's one of many things. I still get my Apple Music on there, so...
That's true.
You know, I mean, literally, I don't have to give my music library up that I have on here.
And aren't these... Who did Google buy to...
They owned Motorola for a while. They sold Motorola.
But they bought somebody else. Who did Google buy to get the phones?
I don't think...
I will look it up while
okay.
You keep us trucking along here.
Well, and so the next thing, besides the Pixel phones, is we're going to talk... They've actually announced Android Q. It's in beta 3, I think, right now. But they're going through all kinds of stuff. They have a driving mode, so they're catching up to Siri on that one. So, cool. They're working on Android Auto and a bunch of other things to upgrade that. So they're essentially coming in parity with Apple on a bunch of stuff, which is cool.
They bought HTC for $1.1 billion. I knew they had bought...
Oh, they bought HTC?
Yeah, they had bought a big company in order to drive their flagship smartphones. This is back in 2017, because that's what ended up starting the Pixel.
Interesting. I did not know that. I did always like the HTC phones.
They were nice. They were very high tech.
Their Windows phones were really cool. The especially when it was the what was it? The whole aluminum back one that was curved and everything.
Oh yeah, that was good. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember what it was.
That was a really cool phone.
Completely unpopular opinion. You can come at me with whatever you got. The Windows phone software
Was awesome.
sucked on when it was Windows 8. Sucked on laptops, but on tablets and phones, it was awesome. The tiles were great.
Not only that, I loved how the tiles updated and actually had relevant information at a glance. I think that's something we've lost in today's current age, where it's icons everywhere instead of relevant data quickly.
Yeah.
That is something I think Windows did right. And, I mean, you can call me crazy if you want, but I actually really liked Windows Phone OS.
Yeah, I did. For mobile devices and tablets, it was great. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I actually had a Lumia 650 XL for a while.
Oh, cool. Dope.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. All right. So going on to Nest, they're dead. They are now the Nest Hub and all that stuff. It's all going to be Google Assistant powered now, and it's going to be the Google Nest line. So the Nest as a separate company is gone. So Google's going to get all of that data as well. So there's upsides and downsides to that. For anyone who's a Nest fan and liked how there was a firewall between everything else and the data on those devices, that's going to go away. They're going to get fully integrated into the Google Assistant system.
Because of course. But I will definitely say Nest is a very popular brand for home automation.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're partnering with Google will give you some added features and power and benefits.
They're not partnering. They're owned by Google.
Partnered, quote unquote.
Forcefully partnered.
But like, it should allow Nest to get a lot of new features. It'll have the Google Assistant, which will be really great. And a couple of other odds and ends there that should be pretty cool. And really buff up the Nest offering, especially when compared to because there are a lot of other companies that are getting into the game, like Ring. I know it's a big another one that's being more prominent lately. Amazon and their Alexa line for home automation and things like that. And so I think that we're looking at now, like eventually looking at some additional home automation stuff to put in our house here. And so it's very interesting that we're seeing the Nest, Google and Nest kind of their...
A tip for you, Nanoleaf lights work with Alexa, Google, and Siri.
Okay, so there you go.
So I bought the Nanoleaf lights that I have above my desk, the triangular ones. When I finally get the house bought, that I'm still hunting for a house, guys. So it is what it is. My office, one of the walls is going to be nothing but those LED panels.
That's gonna be crazy.
So literally, it's going to be just imagine that wall camera with no furniture on it, ceiling to floor, LED panels that literally change to music and everything else as well.
That'll be cool. Oh, that'll be cool.
Because they have rhythm modules. Well, they already changed to it now above my desk. But imagine linking that into a wall of lights. I also like that I can, in my bedroom, the way I've got them set up, I can actually program an alarm, and they slowly come on to a different sunrise pattern that I selected so that it wakes me up naturally.
Oh, that's nice. That's really cool.
So there's some cool stuff you can do with smart lighting. And I would say Nanoleaf is probably my favorite choice for those.
Yeah, a lot of cool features here. They've got a Nest Hub Max that has a 10-inch screen. The original 7-inch Nest Hub, it's going to be bigger than that. The Nest Hub Max will actually have a camera at the top. So you'll probably be able to do video call. From what the article here at Ars Technica is saying, that tiny camera sits atop the display, can work just like a Nest Home security camera, allowing you to see what's going on in your home even when you're out. Many of the standard Nest features apply, including motion alerts and notifications when the camera detects an unknown presence in your home.
Now, there is one thing I like that Google announced when they announced that. There's a physical electrical disconnect switch on the back for the mic and the camera.
That's cool.
So that is very much security conscious at that point. It's like, look, I don't want this on right now. Turn that off. Literally, it disconnects the mic electrically. You can't use it.
That's nice. Especially for a lot of the security conscious people out there as well.
Yep. So, cool things on that front. Now, we're going to do a switch over. We're going to do an update on AMD because, oh boy, there's some cool things coming on.
Yeah, talk to me more about this. I know you're deep in the red camp.
I'm deep in the red camp right now because blue camp is struggling just to keep its head above water. But we're going to talk right now about Lenovo. They're drastically expanding their Ryzen Pro-powered laptops. So ThinkPads, they're going to be adding Ryzens to them.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
so in May, you'll be able to order them. They're going to have T495s and X395 laptops, all powered by Ryzen 7 Pro processors with integrated Vega graphics, and they're still mil-spec levels of durability. So it's going to give you an option to go with AMD, and you won't have to worry about premium performance.
Wow.
So
I'm reading here about some of the information here from the Ars Technica article we're pulling this information from. The ThinkPad T495 and T495S models are 14-inch laptops, while the X395 measures at 13. They will look similar to the Intel-based laptops announced last month, because they basically took the same frames and stuck AMD APUs inside. The 14-inch displays on the T models and the 13-inch display on the X395 will be Full HD 1080p with touch and non-touch options. They will also have FreeSync technology built in, which is a very nice touch, especially if you are a gamer.
Very nice. How much?
Starts at $939. It's very affordable.
It almost makes me want to sell this Razer and pick up a ThinkPad.
Almost.
I said almost.
Almost. Let's
I mean, well,
let's go on down here.
Now, to be fair, the reason why is the Vega graphics.
Okay, yeah, true.
It's not the CPU, it's the graphics. Graphics here at Intel and are kind of garbage. Just a heads up.
But this is really good. Actually, we have another member of our community that reached out asking if anybody had any advice on a new gaming laptop.
Boom!
This might be, actually, if you're listening, this might be the perfect chance to snag one up. It said it comes out in May this month, end of the month.
So here's the trick, because everything else is going on. Something else you need to look at, and I need you to DM me if you're listening. Asus has a Ryzen-powered Vega laptop that starts in the 600 range with FreeSync.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sorry, it's not Vega. It's an RX 560, which still FreeSync support, but it's Polaris GPU. Their higher-end ones will have Vega.
That's pretty impressive.
Yep. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, and this is the real big news, Cray and AMD have fusion danced to build a 1.5 exaflop supercomputer for the U.S. government.
Okay, now listen to what he said. 1.5 exaflops.
Not teraflop, not any of the others. Exaflop. This is getting nuts.
1.5 times 10 to the 18th power floating point operations per second.
Yep.
That's bonkers.
Yep. And the funny thing is, they're showing Lisa Su holding a Rome EPIC processor, and it's literally a 14 nanometer for the singular middle chip, and the rest are all 7 nanometer chiplets. And there's
It's 4 chiplets.
There's 8 chiplets on it.
Oh, no, yeah, you're right. 8.
The 8 chiplets. This is nuts. So, to give you an idea, comparison, an RTX 2080 GPU is 14 teraflops. So with 32-bit numbers, Frontier will achieve 100,000 times more. The fastest supercomputer in the top 500 list weighs in at 200 petaflops, or 0.2 exaflops. It'll take the top 160 machines on the list to match the performance.
That is crazy.
So the bigger question I have here, and this is maybe the paranoid person in me, what does the U.S. government need that much processing performance for?
For Skynet.
Oh, okay. So we're paying to build Skynet.
Yeah, we're getting Skynet ready so that way when Judgment Day arrives, we'll be prepared.
All right, you got a shotgun?
I got something.
All right,
there's something to say.
You may need a Mossberg 590A1.
Okay,
I'm going to go ahead and give
one
you
of those out.
Yeah,
we'll take one of those out.
You can get one at Larry's.
Oh man, I'll read this. The plan is for the Frontier processor to be delivered in 2021 at a cost of about $500 million for the hardware and $100 million for research and development. It should be the fastest supercomputer in the world when it's delivered, and it will be the U.S. government's second exaflops-capable system. The first will be the 1 exaflop Aurora, built using Intel Xeon SP processors and Intel Xe GPUs.
Huh. So
that's good.
They're half
red and blue.
So they're half again as powerful as Intel. Intel, you slacking, buddy? What's going on?
I definitely gotta say I enjoy my machine. I enjoy Intel. They're a little bit pricey, but they've been good to me in my time of building computers. But I will definitely have to agree, especially from some of the stuff I've seen from other tech gurus out there and stuff we've talked about. Like Intel's kind of being pushed in the corner with a lot of their stuff, not only their processors, but their GPUs. Like AMD has really stepped up, and I'm happy for that because that means that
they're making them work.
They're making them work. Intel's got to push the limits here, and all that pushing and pulling between AMD and Intel means better products for us.
Yeah. So for backstory, and the reason why I keep jabbing at Intel here, they're having issues getting to 10 nanometer manufacturing, while AMD has already moved on to 7. Now they're using Foundry 7 nanometers. So what that means is it's actually about as dense as the manufacturing process Intel is trying to do for 10 nanometer, but it's 10 nanometer across the board instead of a 14 nanometer chiplet or like memory and I/O controller and then 7 nanometer chiplets. So they're trying to do an entire chip that way, and AMD's like, no, we don't need all of that. We don't need this at 7. We'll do this 14. We'll do the rest 7. And they're Voltroning it together instead of building one massive thing. And that's where Intel's having problems to the point where their laptop processors are going to be the only things on 10 nanometers here, like official true 10 nanometers instead of the 7 nanometer Foundry setup. So it's actually about equal 10 and 7. It's just, it's marketing speak is really what's going on. Mm-hmm. So that's really what's happening. It's Foundry 7, which means it's really 10. So
makes sense.
Take 7 nanometers with a grain of salt. It's a marketing term. It's not true 7 nanometers, but at the same time, it's still better than 14.
Good point. Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
So I'm just like little bits here and there. Let's not go too crazy, but we need to hit the real reason of why we're here because holy crap, it's not stopping.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yep. So from the setup with Disney and everything else going on, because Disney gonna Disney, they're gonna keep making movies because they print money.
Yeah, they've released their entire motion picture release schedule through 2027. 2027?
No.
Yep, 2027.
Okay.
Yep, 2027.
Oh no, that doesn't count. It literally says Avatar 5.
But it's all their films that they have currently on the slate through 2027. That's how they're promoting it.
So anyway, let's get into this. We're gonna briefly go down the list for 2019 and 2020, and then we'll just talk about all of it. So it's already out. If you're listening to this, Tolkien. I really want to go see this. Actually,
oh, it is out. I did not even know that. Man, they did not market that movie at all.
No, they did. They had trailers in the theaters and everything. It's just I've been wanting to see it. I just haven't had a chance to go see it. Aladdin is May 24th. Holy crap, that's in May.
It is.
Forgot about that.
Imagine, remember, it's this week, as we're recording this, it's Detective Pikachu.
Yep.
John Wick is coming up. Mm-hmm. And then Aladdin, and then a week after that.
Whew, buddy. Disney, you're here to take money, I see. Then we get Dark Phoenix from Fox, which is now Disney. I'm
interested to see that.
I'm going to see it, but I didn't see X-Men Apocalypse, but I own it because I bought the X-Men pack, so I need to go back and watch it.
Watch it. It's a fun movie. Interesting movie.
Well, I mean, it's X-Men, so it'll at least be entertaining.
Yep.
Then we have Toy Story 4. I don't even know why you're making Toy Story, but whatever. Moving on. Stuber, don't know what that is. We have the live-action Lion King. I'm actually really interested to see that because James Earl Jones is reprising his role.
Yep. Super excited for
I'm
that.
sorry, but if I see James Earl Jones in a film, I'm going to go see it.
Yeah. Just...
If that's like putting Sam Jackson in the credits, I'm going to go see it. Those two guys? Yeah. Oh, and now Ryan Reynolds after Deadpool. So I'm going to go see Detective Pikachu, too. Oh, man. And then after that, The Art of Racing in the Rain. Don't know what that is. Ready or Not. Ad Astra. I want to know what Ad Astra is because that sounds very sci-fi-ish.
Yeah, that sounds very familiar, and we really haven't heard much on that. And it's coming out, in September?
Yeah. And then there's The Woman in the Window. This ought to be interesting. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil.
It's a sequel. Yeah, and it's really, really interesting. They're bringing, I guess, since they made so much money on the Maleficent movie, that they're going to be making another Maleficent movie with her in there. So that'll be interesting.
So was I right? Was Ad Astra a sci-fi?
Ad Astra, yes. It is an upcoming American science fiction film directed by James Gray and written by Gray and Ethan Gross. The film will star Brad Pitt, Tommy Lee Jones, Ruth Negga, Donald Sutherland, and Jamie Kennedy. That's actually not a bad cast.
That makes me want to go see that too. Cool. I'm always down for sci-fi, so yes. The Woman in the Window, no idea what that is. Ford v Ferrari.
Yeah, okay.
That sounds like a court case film, so probably not going to see that.
That's funny.
Frozen 2, I'll have to take my sister to see that. She's 13 and she loved the first one, so I'll probably be there with my cousin Ray and his 2 little girls as well. So, hey, cool. Let's see. Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, I'll be there day 1. Spies in Disguise, probably a spy
I
thriller.
know it's Spies in Disguise. It's an animated movie. So it's a children's movie, animated. It looks interesting. I think it's with Will Smith and somebody else. Another prominent actor. I've seen a poster for it. It looks interesting. Like,
usually if you throw Will Smith in there, I'm willing to go see it.
Yeah, worth a check out.
Yeah.
Take a breath. Can I
right.
run through the 2020 movies for you?
Sure, this is where it starts to get interesting.
Yeah. I will only speak. I'll run through these movies. We'll talk about the ones that are actually mean anything. So first, 2020 films that they have listed: Underwater, coming out in January. Untitled Kingsman movie on February 14th. Let me pause here. Have you seen the Kingsman franchise?
Yeah, I own the first 2 films.
Have you seen both of them?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I mean, it's fun.
They're fun. Thank you. They're fun movies. I'm super excited that they're making a third one to round out the trilogy. Like, yes.
Yeah, no, keep it up. I still say the ending of the first one is the most hilarious thing I'll ever see in my life. As far as that, it's like, oh, she kept her promise.
Yeah, she did. She sure as heck did. Call of the Wild as well, coming out in February.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Do you know what that?
Well, Call of the Wild, I assume, is based off of a book from back in the day. That was a book that I read when I was growing up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I have no idea about that movie.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
It's not really important enough to talk about now.
Onward, coming out in March, along with Mulan, which I believe is the live action Mulan.
I want to see that.
I do. I want to see the trailer.
Now, McDonald's, you better bring that McNugget sauce back. That's all I'm saying.
The Mulan McNugget. Oh my God, they have to.
Dude.
They have to. Oh
if
my
you
God.
don't bring the Mulan McNugget sauce back there, I will be extremely disappointed.
You got to bring the Szechuan sauce back. The New Mutants got shifted back. It's coming out in March of 2020.
I think they're trying to figure out how to fit that into the MCU.
I don't know. I have questions about that movie, although it looks good. Untitled Marvel film coming out in May.
Mm-hmm.
Any idea on what you think this could be?
That
we have a few irons in the fire on the next couple of movies.
So
but
it could either be no, they're doing pre-production right now, so I doubt it would be that. I was going to say Black Panther 2 maybe. It could be that. I doubt it's going to be Black Widow, even though that's been confirmed. That's ways out.
I would almost say that whatever that movie is, it's got to be somewhat impactful because it is in May 1st.
Yeah.
And that is the start of the summer movie blockbuster chain, and I would assume that's got to be some type of movie they have a lot of faith in as far as
I bet you Captain Marvel too then. Especially if she's going to be the leader.
I could see that
going forward, according to Feige. Either that or it's going to be Black Panther 2 if they're going for impact.
It's in May of 2020. See, and yeah, that's got to be it because I don't know. I don't think they've started any other movies in pre-production yet. So.
Well, I know they brought director Coogler back to do a bunch of pre-production stuff and get that ready, but he's going to be directing Black Panther 2.
Yep.
So, considering how good the first one was, yes, keep this up. Obviously, keep T'Challa around. He's awesome. You know, doing crazy Panther stuff.
Artemis Fowl coming out on May. An untitled Pixar animation film coming out in June.
It's probably Cars 6.
Oh God. Free Guy in July. Bob's Burgers movie in July, that'll be fun.
I kind of hope this is kind of like the Simpsons movie back in the day.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be dope.
Jungle Cruise in July.
I wonder if that's based off the ride, like they had Pirates in the Caribbean. Based off the ride.
Man, Disney does anything they can to squeeze some money out. That could be.
I mean,
be right.
Jungle Cruise is legit a ride.
You could be right. The One and Only Ivan in August. Death on the Nile in October. Another untitled Marvel movie in November.
Yep.
Ron's Gone Wrong in November as well. That's actually interesting that they have both they're on the same date, November 6th.
So they're literally throwing Ron's Gone Wrong out to die?
Yeah, 100% is. An untitled Disney animation film on the November.
That's Moana 2. Go ahead and take my word for it.
That's right in Thanksgiving. Actually, could do well for them.
My bet, Moana 2.
West Side Story, December, and Cruella, which sounds like a live action 101 Dalmatians.
I'm kind of okay with that. Let me see that.
That would be bad.
All right, I'm taking over again.
Go ahead.
So, February 12, 20... oh, no, this is Black Panther. There's no way 2021 in February is not Black Panther.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you better
Untitled
just write
Marvel
it.
movie. Yep, that's got to be Black Panther.
It has to be. Then we have Nimona, Untitled Disney Live Action, Untitled Marvel, Untitled Disney Live Action, Untitled Pixar Animation, Untitled Indiana Jones. I was right! When they bought LucasArts, they got Indiana Jones. They've just been sitting on it for...
another Indiana Jones movie.
I doubt this one has Harrison Ford in it. If he's in it, he's going to be like the old guy telling them this is how you do things, not actually the one doing it. He would be the mentor.
What if it's a reboot?
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with more Indiana Jones. You can't keep relying on Harrison Ford to do it forever. Take the guy from Solo and make him do it. Give him all of Harrison's old jobs. I'm cool with it. I liked him. I really liked him in that role. Because he had a lot of the mannerisms and the smarminess down a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I'm about this.
That's not a bad idea.
So yeah. All right. Disney live action. So far we have March 12th, May 7, May 28, June 18, July 9, July 30, October 8. All right, Untitled Marvel, November 5th. So, yes. Disney Animation Untitled, November 24th. And December 17, 21, Avatar 2.
Okay.
How long has it been since Avatar 1 came out?
2008.
James Cameron has been working on these movies forever. Now, to be fair, he did decide that he was going to shoot the rest of the series together all at once.
Oh,
and then break them up into movies in post-production.
Okay.
So that's why he's been taking so long. Now,
that's got to be nightmarish. Oh, my God.
Dude, this is James Cameron, and he's got money. He's going to do what he wants.
But, think about the actors. Oh, God.
Well, Zoe Saldana's been doing all right, and she was the lead blue woman in that.
But, as we read the rest of these films, so... jumping into 2022, we've got February, another Untitled Marvel movie. March, another Untitled Pixar. May, we've got an Untitled Marvel movie and an Untitled Disney live action. They seem to like that live action money. June, another Untitled Pixar movie. July, another Untitled Disney live action and the Marvel movie.
On the 29th. Holy crap.
On the 29th, you're right. October, another live action Disney movie. November, another live-action Disney movie. The 23rd of November, a Disney animation movie.
Yep.
Interesting there that it doesn't say live-action. It says animation movie.
Yep.
And then
Untitled Star
December
Wars.
2022, an Untitled Star Wars movie.
So they have confirmed they're actually moving forward with Rian Johnson's trilogy.
Okay.
So
I don't have a problem with that. Again, people complaining about Rian Johnson. Oh, he messed up with The Last Jedi.
I guess you and I can go, and Chris can stay home.
100%. Especially if it's Knights of the Old Republic, I am in. 1000%.
Hold, buddy. Hold all the beers. I can't go to the bathroom during that.
And then they have not much after 2022. 2023. A movie in February for a live-action Disney movie, and Avatar 3 in that December.
And then Christmas 2024, Star Wars. 2025, Avatar 4. 2026, Star Wars. 2027, Avatar 5.
Yeah. So,
holy crap.
A lot of stuff to digest here. I think the two big ones that a lot of people have been talking about is that Avatar, all the movies got shifted. They got delayed. Mm-hmm. Let's also take under account that Disney now owns the top 2 largest grossing movies of all time.
Hang on, I need to pull something here real quick. Box Office Mojo.
Because Avatar is number 1, and
Endgame is number 2.
Endgame is number 2. Titanic's 3.
Right, but James Cameron directed 2 of the 3.
Yes, he did direct 2 of the 3.
So, but hang on, if we go all time.
He's pulling up that in there so that's very interesting that we're seeing Avatar take that shift and that slip back.
All-time international.
Do you even care about Avatar?
I'll go see it. I really like the first one.
The first one was cool.
I mean, it's Pocahontas in space.
Yeah, like
It really is. That's what it is.
The international market made that movie because there really was no plot. It was very, very bare bones plot, but the visual effects at the time were like mind blowing.
That was the only movie I've ever seen in 3D that did not give me crippling headaches.
I agree. I did see it in 3D too. I forgot about that.
I think that's because they literally went ham on making sure the effects were perfect because James Cameron is a psycho about that.
Yeah, he is. Very particular.
Not a bad thing, but like, let's see. Oh wow. Let's see. No. I need all time. I don't know why that's being that way.
Click worldwide. Is that what you're trying to?
Yeah. Where is it?
Go back to the tab. I'm helping Will out here with the technical.
Yeah.
Third one from the top. Worldwide. Nope.
Right. Oh, thank you. Derp. I'm derping around over here. But yeah, if we look at the top 5, hang on. They own Avatar now. They own Avengers. Then it's Star Wars, Avengers again. So they have 4 of the top 5. And then if you go down, number 6 is Jurassic World. Oh, and then the Avengers is number 7, Fury 7, and then Avengers again, and then Black Panther.
So they own, what, 6 of the top 10?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Maybe Disney making some interesting business moves there.
Huh. Maybe Disney has paid attention, and they realized we print money.
Yeah. The other thing that made the news here is the fact that the next Star Wars movies after the Rise of Skywalker, it's going to be a couple of years before we see another one as well.
Which I'm kind of okay with if you want to take the mainline movies and pace them out a few years apart from each trilogy, and then do something cool in between. Like, we're going to have the Mandalorian TV series. We're going to have a bunch of TV series. I'm okay with you making moves in the TV space as well and keeping content consistent that way, and then doing the big budget crazy stuff every few years.
Yeah, 100%. I like it. And I think that people complain, that's too far. Like, you can't say that movies are coming too fast and then movies are coming too far apart. You can't have it both ways. Like, let me tell you that right now.
Well, and not only that, we got to look, all right? We're going to have Avatar and Marvel in between all of that.
And then Star Wars comes in. Like, come on.
Like, bro, and I please give Indiana Jones the proper treatment and make it a long-running movie series like the old spaghetti-style story movies.
Yes, that would be great.
Bro, I just pick an actor. I'm cool with you going with the guy who played Harrison and Solo and make him the new Indy and just keep that going. You know what? Every 2 years, pop one of those out. I'll be okay with it. I don't need a movie every year. Every 3 years even. But I want like 10 of those movies. Just make that his career and pay him a big boatload of money.
I would love... if this is the Rian Johnson trilogy, because I know that the Game of Thrones writers are working on another set of movies. Mm-hmm. If they're partnering together, I would love a Knights of the Old Republic trilogy, or however you want to do that. I think that would be perfect, especially...
there's enough content in those 2 games to make 3 movies.
In the thing I've talked about on podcasts and content that we've done before, there's enough of a removal from the Skywalker era that we can have its own story, because I think that probably part of the reason that everybody hated Rian Johnson was because he told a story of the Skywalkers that people didn't like. You give him his own story to write, I think that it'll do very well.
It wasn't just that. It's that they had an established canon and how dogfights worked in space and how a bunch of other stuff happened, and then he turned it on its head and then kind of added drifting and some other stuff into it. And he also took a known hyperspace style method of transit and flipped it on its head and made it a weapon. Yeah. So
it's not a problem. New things are cool.
New things are cool. It's just a lot of people get upset by big changes like that because it changes the underlying mythos, and not a lot of people are okay with change.
I mean, and I get it. It's just
so.
My grief on it. So,
yep.
My 2 cents.
So, moving on to the final topic, because this is kind of a gutbuster, chili dog of a show here. I'm referencing
wonder where you got
something.
that. Yeah, you are referencing something. Go ahead.
But, so Bethesda's latest Elder Scrolls adventure, tabletop RPG, has been taken down because they've been accused of plagiarism. And it's actually, they've plagiarized...
Whoa, really?
...something from 2016. It was a D&D campaign. And there's actually text side by side showing it. And these images, I'll link to it. But essentially, it was a D&D adventure published in 2016 is what the Elsewhere tabletop adventure is plagiarizing. And it's kind of nuts of how close this is.
Wow, I'm reading some of these. I'm like, ooh, boy.
Yeah.
This reminds me, listen to the Rocket Punch cast, the kid who, the Dead Cells review, and the guy at IGN, Philip Mewson, who plagiarized that review. Man, this is very akin to that.
Here's the problem. This is from a major creator. This is from Bethesda. And after all the Fallout 76 stuff and everything else going on, this is inexcusable and it's extremely disappointing. And they need. I am honestly surprised that the creator who saw this did not file suit right away. Instead, he tried to be civil about it and reach out to them and ask them to stop. Because he could have literally gotten money in the bank.
He could have got paid after this. I mean, it has multiple screenshots of his excerpts from his adventure in 2016 to the Bethesda RPG tabletop adventure text, and it's strikingly similar.
So I'm gonna read two things. The first one is from the Black Road, the D&D adventure, and then the second one is from Elsewhere. All right, 4 wagons, each pulled by 2 foul-tempered camels. 1 wagon carries the caravan's food. 1 wagon carries the caravan's water and a shipment of medicinal herbs. 1 wagon carries a shipment of weapons. 1 wagon carries the statue of Angard. I can't pronounce that right. The caravan travels and sleeps in 2 shifts every day. Travel from pre-dawn until noon, sleep from noon until late afternoon, and in the shade of travel from late afternoon until dinner time, sleep from dinner time till pre-dawn. Here's a description of the caravan in Elsewhere. 4 carts, each pulled by 2 horses. 1 cart carries all food. 1 cart carries all water and medicines. 1 cart carries a large load of weapons. 1 cart carries the statue. The caravan travels in 2 shifts every day, from early in the morning to the afternoon, and then rest and sleep until late in the afternoon, from late in the afternoon to sunset.
Man, that is
one example out of pages of examples here, and this is nuts.
There's a lot, guys.
This is an article on Ars Technica written by Kyle Orland. Please read it over, and honestly, it's filed to critical fail, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, 100%. And we've got all the links for everything we've talked about in the show notes, guys. So
all I got to say is this is probably going to make it into the biggest fail discussions for
oh wow,
Rocket Punch's
game of the year,
because that's a tabletop game and it qualifies.
Damn,
I just brought it up here because
Bethesda.
you know typically tabletop stuff we're going to talk about in Southern Geek because D&D is a big geek thing.
Yep, it is.
So keep an eye out on that. People need to start holding Bethesda to standards, man, because they're starting to really slip lately. I don't know.
They're still working to try and get Fallout 76 up in order, and I didn't even know they had a tabletop game. And now, why should I even get it if they're?
I wouldn't do it. I'd rather just go buy the Black Road and play that and that D&D campaign and support the original creator.
Yep, 100%.
This is extremely disappointing, and I don't want to always end on a note like this, but please, 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 please support the original creators, and if you do anything, support the official release.
Yep. Okay.
Other than that, thank you for tuning in. If you do have a little bit of free time on your hands, go in, since this is a podcast, go in, rate and review us on your service of choice. Let us know how we're doing. Join our Discord. Give us feedback because that's the only way we're going to improve. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and like and do the little subscribe thing if you want to see more content from us. We would really appreciate it. But again, thank you for tuning in and have a good day.